Welcome to Geeks Corner. I'm Mr. DAPs.
And I'm Johnny 5.
And why are you Johnny 5 tonight?
Because there were 5 nominees for Best Animated Film.
5.
And whether or not you agree that that's the number that there were.
Good.
Which, interestingly enough, there's tiers. Like,
So
if this many were released, there will be this many nominees. And the top tier, like, there will only ever be 5 nominees for Best Animated Feature Film.
That
That's
actually
the max.
is really interesting.
Yeah. Like, if 16 or more animated films are released, there will only be 5 nominees total.
So I feel like
30,
for the
40, 20.
DAPsies, we need to take that into account.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
Because you
DAPsies
actually,
are coming up.
Today you were reading all of the crazy whatever stuff.
Oh man, and see, I love reading like tax forms and spreadsheets and like really technical information. They were losing me on this one. Like it was pretty intense. The like rules and eligibility and stuff.
For those of you that don't care,
I don't care anymore. Like I stopped in the middle.
You lost me, and I started looking at Twitter, which is great because we are now using Twitter as our message board during the show.
Are we trendy?
So anybody, that would be a new thing, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
That's our goal someday is to have Geeks Corner trending during an episode. Yeah. Wouldn't that be cool?
I want to be trendy in the US.
That'd be a new like highlight too. Yeah. Geeks trending in the
apostrophe, no space,
just the hashtag Geeks Corner. How did you used to do hashtag before Fallon came up with it? Because we hashtagged before.
No, we did hashtag. Because you have to do the Octothorpe with your fingers.
So that Geeks Corner thing.
Octothorpe. That's what it's called.
So I think we need to now say Octothorpe Geeks Corner instead of hashtag.
Yeah, it's kind of a thing.
So try it real quick.
Octothorpe Geeks Corner.
There you go. Okay. And we'll keep up it. We've got
there is a documentary called Octopus. That happened.
We have Roger Rabbit though manning our Twitter.
Hey,
DAPs_magic. We've got Haley on the Twitter. We've got Murray on the Twitter. Like this is Twitter.
Octothorpe Twitter Party 2015.
Wow.
First Octothorpe Twitter Party of 2015. Yes, go now.
And Mikey really is tweeting. And he's looking forward to this evening's show. We are too, because we have no clue what's going to happen.
We have 5 things on our agenda,
and we don't know anything about any of them. But let's get started with them anyway. Yeah. So tonight is Star Wars centric. It's we had the Star Wars half marathon over the weekend.
I know nothing about it.
No, you didn't run. There. You don't run, do you?
No,
I don't run.
If I'm in a group of friends and we're getting chased by a bear or zombies, I will be the first one to go. And I will accept that. I'll run. I'll go toward them because I'm not going to run.
So everybody went home from their Star Wars half marathon unless they were local or they stayed longer. And then Disneyland decided to start selling these awesome mugs. Mm-hmm. So we've got the cool Disneyland Starbucks. Is it "We Are Here"? Is that the thing that says on the bottom? Yeah. I can't look at the bottom while I've got
Hold on. It's on the box.
You are here.
Sure.
You are here.
Yeah.
It says here. So they've got a Disneyland one, and then they've got a Disney California Adventure one, and they've got the tumbler that looks a lot like what you get.
I thought you said we were on Twitter.
And and there will be a hot beverage tumbler as well at some point. Those weren't there yet, right? Is that correct? They're not out yet, so stay tuned for that because that's exciting. But
so if the cup you've been reusing is starting to wear out, you can get a much better quality one now.
Andrew Miller is tweeting at us too, like from the studio stealth.
That's you know how many people
tweets.
Do you know how many people in this room are on Twitter right now?
1, 2, 3,
5.
But you can count
unless Tyler gets on, and then 6.
Let's all tweet like the birdies tweet.
Yes.
Tweet.
Anyway, back to these awesome mugs, and I'm sure they will last for a couple days, maybe until they're sold out. Who knows? But get them while you can because I like them. I think they're really cool.
They're a bit small. It's got a train. You have a mug with a train on it.
I have a mug with a train on it. Pretty awesome.
Yeah.
To go with the train
outside.
Achievement train right there. Train right. We got trains everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Your this area is like a train wreck. Because there's trains everywhere.
Oh, I thought you meant because it's our Geeks Corner studio, and that's always been a train wreck.
Well, I'm not going to ruin that.
Hey, we have a wall now.
We have an ironing board up above our set. Did you know there was an ironing board up there?
I put it up there, so yes.
But did you remember that?
Yeah.
I mean,
I just moved it there like a week ago.
Really?
Yeah. Huh. I've been organizing. Yeah, never iron. Anyway,
So he's
Caitlin
clearly not
Fonda
Iron
says, "Oh no, not a new Twitter party. P.S. Am I the only one where the sound cuts out every so often? No, you're not. It's a microphone issue we're having, and hopefully it's not too bad. I'm sorry."
I will craft all my sentences so that if you only hear every other word, it'll still make sense.
Tyler is working on that. And
As much
hopefully
sense
it
as
will
possible.
be okay.
Which I usually do.
Anyway, Star Wars Half Marathon was this weekend. There was a 5K, a 10K, a half marathon, and some kids races, along with a Wookie Welcome Party. Yeah, and we weren't actually there. Wagon? Oh, that would have been more sense. Yeah, Wookie Welcome Wagon. You should have tweeted that, though, and then we'd be able to say it on the show. So anyway, we weren't there, but Murray the Bellhop was. Amanda loves these cups, by the way. So we would like to, without further ado, share with you the man who got to meet the Wookiee, Murray the Bellhop. He also ran a 10K and then hung out with me at Disneyland all day the next day, which is really impressive. Look at that.
Oh, what's
think I'm
that
gonna
you're
go
wearing,
bling.
Murray the
Oh my
Bellhop?
gosh.
The bling if you run, so you do have to like work for it.
Yes, I've only been looking at the metal, and I'm just now looking at the lanyard that's
There's
attached to
a
it. There's Baymax on your
yeah,
lanyard.
yeah.
I didn't actually notice that.
There's a
Does-
hidden
Do
Baymax.
people see the Baymaxes?
Yeah.
Baymaxin?
Baymax Eye,
Yeah,
the Baxon.
the Baxin.
Baymaxin?
Yes, I worked that into the show.
What's the correct plural of Baymax? Tweet at us with Octothorpe Geeks Corner.
I do know this.
I
I
do
don't know if it's up on DAPs right now, but Baymax won a hugging award for National Hug Day or something like that.
There's a
National
hugging
Hug
contest?
Day. Yeah.
There will be an article on dapsmagic.com at some point. Amanda, you might have an email with the information. Because that's how we work. This is a good time to talk about today, though.
No, I was going to talk about today tomorrow, but we can talk about today, I guess.
Let's talk about today. What is today?
Oh,
This is a big
we
day.
didn't even write this down, guys.
It's
today.
National Cheese Day.
No,
No.
even better.
It is actually.
It is.
It
Yeah,
is
that
also
too.
this.
So man,
It's two
if you would
awesome
have told me
things.
that, there's something I would have brought to the show.
Cheese.
It is, guys. It is Penguin Awareness Day, and I am not making that up. If you Google it right now, it's today is Penguin Awareness Day. So
There are
It's just-
videos on Instagram, so you know it must be true.
So let's all just be aware of penguins for a minute.
I see two in the room.
Yeah, right. There's two in
Do
this
we
room,
have
right?
to cross our hearts or something to be aware of penguins?
Should the three of us do the penguin pledge in unison?
What's
I
Make it up as we go along.
I say
saw
your name
Penguin.
for the record.
Have the penguin
There's
a mumble,
Like,
mumble,
in there-
to liberty
like-
and
penguins.
the
or
pursuit
score.
All the
of the
penguins.
Lone Rock.
the pebble.
The pebble. That's right. The pebble pursuit
Um,
of penguins.
Yeah, but there's a lot like Google penguins. Take some time because there's a lot of like
And you
stuff
might
going
want
on with
to Google
penguins.
the whole pebble thing. Too,
Yeah,
'cause,
If you want to get involved in Penguin Awareness Day, you can knit sweaters for penguins who have been in oil spills, and it
Yeah.
keeps them from preening themselves and getting poisoned.
you can also see them at SeaWorld.
You
That's
can
a
see
lot
them
of
at
fun.
SeaWorld, and there's like a declining population in like South America or
And
something like
everywhere
that,
else, I think.
and everywhere else. So penguins need your help, and if you really want to support them, go to youtube.com/penguins primordial. I think is what the URL is.
Yeah.
Back me
and-
up on this. Okay,
Yeah.
we have 2 penguins on our staff. 3. We have 3 penguins on our staff, so we do our part.
We have a couple interns too.
Yeah, well, we have the one intern, we have the movie review, we have the tech support, and then we have the background ensemble of
I
nondescript.
don't actually know how many we have. An interesting question was just brought up going back to Star Wars Half Marathon.
Mhm.
Bailey is asking, are we going to bring back the fact that Johnny Five is a Sith, since the episode is a Star Wars or has Star Wars in the title? I think that's a very good question. I think that needs to go in the comments.
I don't think there's ever been any
tweet-a-thons and
proof.
the twit. Except
lot
for
of
there
proof.
is a
No.
video on the DAPs Magic channel.
Yeah.
No, I'm
That
pretty
if
sure
you
that's
walk
wrong.
through the entire thing, there might be proof.
Mm,
Have you guys seen this video?
have
It
I seen this
involves
video?
lightning
I've seen it,
bolts.
yeah.
I don't think that exists. I don't think
You
that video
filmed
exists.
this video.
No, I seem
It's
to
in
not
our
remember
old
this.
studio, and it's a miracle that we're still alive. Thankfully,
It is, yeah. The
Well,
forces-
more that he's still
yeah.
alive than
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
the force is strong with some people, and stronger
Midi
with others.
chlorians.
So tell me about your race.
So I only did
Human.
the 10K. But
Sorry.
only did the 10K,
Mhm.
but there's a 5K, 10K half marathon.
Right.
So 10K is 6.2 miles and ran most of the way. And the races are all fun. I think they're generally the same, only some are bigger, so there's a little more characters depending on Chewbacca.
Was he tall?
He was tall.
You never know because you see him on the movies and then in real life they might be different.
Yeah,
That's good.
but
That's true. Like Harrison
expected you to be
Ford, I
taller.
saw at Disneyland, and I
He was
expected him
taller.
to be way taller. Anyway,
Yeah.
keep going.
well, just a lot of the Star
True
Wars
story.
characters. Yeah, it was a lot of fun just for that reason alone to see a plethora of Star Wars stars on the 10K course.
Do you know what that word means?
Stars?
Plethora.
Plethora?
Plethora.
Yeah. Well,
I don't want you to tell me
sorry,
there was a
no.
plethora of characters and you do not know what a plethora
Can
means.
you say plethora
Do you
in
not
three
think
different
you know
ways,
what
please?
Plethora, plethora, plethora.
Thank you. You also went to the Wookie Welcome Party.
I did.
That you really think should be the Wookie Welcome Wagon because you said so on Twitter and I read it, so it counts. We're having way too much fun with our audience tonight. You really should get tickets if you can try.
Oh no, that's the show getting away from us.
So the Wookie Welcome Wagon, tell us about it.
The Wookiee Welcome Wagon, I guess, is what we're calling it.
Was it wonderful?
It was wondrously wonderful.
Was it whimsical
For
also?
a whimsical, wonderful, wondrous Wookiee Welcome Wagon in Tomorrowland.
Do you feel
So
weak?
we're just gonna spend like a whole half hour saying.
Or do you just feel wacky? I don't know.
So they had it all in Tomorrowland. It was after the park closed, and it was 2 hours in Tomorrowland. And they also had a bunch of Star Wars
2 hours
characters
in the future,
and two,
Long
in
time
tomorrow,
ago.
for tomorrow in a galaxy
That
far,
gets
far
confusing
away
fast.
The future.
near land. Yeah.
The pluperfect.
So what was
So-
the highlight of the party?
Highlight of the party was seeing the Star Wars Rebels characters.
Yeah, I
for the
thought that
first
was
time.
really cool. You got a good video of that too that's up.
Yes. Yeah. So, and it was during a dance party too. So the dancing was a lot of fun and Star Warsy because it's a Star Wars party. Oh, well, part of that whole dance party too, in addition to the Star Wars Rebels characters, I enjoyed Chip and Dale dancing
Oh yeah.
as well too.
Hey, this is Geeks Corner.
Chip and Dale, the chipmunks dancing.
Nobody tweet that. Just let's move right past that.
Also, who was there was Jedi Mickey and Princess Minnie, who I enjoyed getting a picture with.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's great.
we are having some issues.
I will say though, after seeing New Metal and then our friends did the Rebel Challenge, so they did both Saturday
Yes.
and Sunday. So it's
Yeah.
the 10K and the half marathon.
Yeah.
And then you get a third medal. So you
Mhm.
get those two medals and the third for doing them both.
Mhm.
And after seeing the medals, I was kind of wishing I'd signed up because
I wish I had signed up for the half. As
the
well.
half was a cool medal.
Yeah.
And then I
If
actually
you're-
thought the
if you're
Rebel
geeks
Challenge
like
one was
us-
cool too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the half marathon, geeks like us, it
It was awesome.
made us very jealous to not have one.
It
so.
very much so
Yeah.
did. Is there anything else we wanted to talk about?
I was good with. We very much so did. I think that's a great place to end it.
Okay. So Star Wars is taking over the Disneyland Resort, kind of taking over the entire. Well, it
Okay.
took over Disneyland Resort this last weekend, and it's taking over the universe this coming year. It's looking like, but Ultron wants to do the same thing.
I was actually going to say, you know the image you see for Phantasmic where it's like Mickey with his
Yeah. Do you want to switch
Thing.
the
And
dragon,
the dragon.
for Darth Vader or
Well,
something?
my
or-
question was, if you have that same thing, but it's Star Wars versus Frozen, who's going to take over the park first?
over the park or over the world?
The world, I don't
Frozen
know.
the park, Star Wars the universe.
Oh, okay.
And
That's a good
that's where it
trade-off.
brings up the next question.
Yeah.
Is we have two huge movies coming out this year,
Mhm.
and that would be Avengers: Age of Ultron and then Star Wars: The Force Awakens. We're just gonna forget the Ant-Man because I think it'll get crushed by both. And
Well, I think
No.
it's a part of
oh, it was totally intended. It's part of that universe,
Yeah.
and it does fit into the building up of the Marvel universe. But the question I have to ask is, which movie is going to be bigger? Is Ultron or Star Wars going to take it for the year as the number one?
I'm gonna call it for Ultron. I think
Okay.
Ultron's gonna be the one that wins.
Really?
Because I think that come on guys, I'm gonna be serious for a minute. I think that
Really?
whole franchise, because
That's not your job on this show. What are you talking about?
I mean,
piano music in the
blur
background.
joke
Right,
and fun.
anyways, go ahead.
No, because I think that franchise is on the upswing, really,
Yeah.
with all of its movies. We'll see what Ant-Man does. Because I think we've all kind of been waiting for the shoe to drop of like what movie's gonna really bomb.
I'm
it
actually
might be
curious
Ant-Man.
about Ant-Man. I think it's gonna be okay.
Yeah, but
I think it opens
Yeah.
the door to the secret superhero for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, where you have the dual identity, and I think that's really
yeah.
important in the future of where the stories are going. Am I close without giving away spoilers? Does that make sense to you?
Not.
No,
Never mind.
doesn't.
We'll just keep
Well,
talking.
because Iron Man, everyone knows he's Iron Man, and the rest
Right.
of them are, I think Bruce Banner, the Hulk, the rest of them just kind of like we're always the superhero and we're gonna just kind of not be in public, but versus the like I'm a superhero but I'm also
trying
a
to
member of
protect
society and
trying
not
to protect your
crossing.
member of society
Yeah.
thing. So you think Ultron's gonna win because it's on the upswing?
Yeah,
as
and
the
I
Marvel
think-
Cinematic Universe.
I think
and
Star Wars is in an interesting place of like the 4, 5, 6 were awesome, and then the Blu-rays happened and people were upset with that, and then 1, 2, 3 were kind of awkward. So I don't know that there's this like everything Marvel makes. I'm really excited to see, and I have a lot of trust with that company of like everything's interconnected and like oh that's cool, that's cool. Star Wars, I don't feel the same level of trust.
well, that's
with
because
it.
George Lucas made the last.
I
few
know,
movies,
and now
he's
so
completely out.
we're
so
in
does that
completely
change the game?
uncharted territory. So it does change the game, but it's like no
So
one
here's-
knows what the game is anymore.
here's the question,
so
then.
what do you expect when you
Take
walk in?
first trailer for Ultron.
Okay.
First trailer for Star Wars, because there's only one out so far.
Yes.
Which one is more exciting?
Ultron.
I will tell. Really?
Mhm.
I think hands down Star Wars.
Really?
Oh,
the
by
whole
far.
the whole trailer. Like
Yeah.
I'll give you the lightsaber at the end, and I'll give you the Millennium Falcon.
No, it had me from the moment it started.
Yeah, but
And Ultron, I was like, yeah, that's kind of gimmicky. And actually, the thing is, here's my problem with Ultron, is it's going into charted waters with new characters. Like we already know, like what the Avengers do, and we have an idea what's going to happen with them. If
Do
you
we?
followed, yeah, and
do we?
yeah,
Probably.
you do.
Probably.
And that's not a bad thing in any way.
Yeah.
But they keep raising the stakes so high with Marvel, and this is kind of my problem with it, is like they've already almost blown up the world a couple times. It's like how many times can you keep blowing up the? It's like Star Trek.
Until the
with-
one time you don't.
It's like Star Trek when they blew up
That's the
Vulcan,
truth.
and then it, like
Yeah.
Well, they
when
blew
you-
up the Enterprise how many times in Star Trek?
right,
And
and
that's basically like the universe.
kind of. But when you make things that big, it's hard to keep that story. You can't keep retelling that story, and that's my concern with Ultron. Actually, over all of the other future movies,
Mhm.
is there's going to be some fighting within and all of that stuff, but the stakes are. I'm curious if the stakes will be high enough from a personal standpoint within the Avengers to make up for the sake that it's another global destruction problem again. My thought is with Star Wars having not necessarily done so well, and it's done fine. Like newer generations absolutely love the new Star Wars, but I have to wonder if looking at this last trailer and just hearing these things that have leaked and all of that stuff, if you're going to have this whole new generation of Star Wars fans that are like, oh boy, Star Wars, J.J. Abrams, blah, blah, blah. And then all of the old ones that remember 1977 and going that first night and being blown away and seeing elements of what they loved so much almost 40 years ago now. Wow. But I wonder if they're going to do this awesome tapping in of new and old, because that's what the trailer did to me. Was it did a really good job of moving the story forward in an unknown direction, and at the same time reaching from the past and pulling us along. And that's like that's where if you'd have asked me 3 months ago, I would have said Ultron all the way. Like, but then I saw the trailer. I'm like, oh, that feels like Star Wars, and I think that's almost more established because it's got almost 40 years of established. What I don't know. What do you think, Murray? We both. I like this because now next year, if we can remember in January, we can say who was right.
Who won?
Yeah, you should. Yeah, put that in your phone. Yeah, I'd be curious. And I guess it's by box office numbers. Is that how we choose?
Yeah.
Box office numbers.
Yeah.
Box office and general reaction on Tumblr.
Although, but
They don't care about either. They want
box
My Little
office
Pony
numbers
too.
are going to also include people who are seeing it more than once. And
Mhm.
so I think Star Wars fans are going to.
But every dollar's
Do
a
that.
vote, so I'm okay with that.
So, okay.
Yeah.
But I do think Avengers has a wider
Do you
audience.
agree? Do you agree, Johnny? Every
Sure.
dollar's a vote. I mean, that seems. I don't know how else to
Yeah.
objectively.
We'll know. We'll know.
Okay. Okay.
We'll
see.
definitively agree
Yeah,
on
we'll
something.
figure it out one way or another. Yeah.
I
be your
think
source
that
of
Frozen will win.
We will be.
It already
heroes.
has.
Stop it.
It's possible, sadly. I mean, like, it might be. You know, who knows what will happen with that. Yeah. So that's that. We'll see what happens in a year.
You didn't give an answer.
He said Avengers, didn't he?
I said, yeah, I think Avengers has a wider audience. I
Do you
think
really?
I do.
Okay. We will
Because
see.
there's actually a lot
But
of
did you see the hype this weekend versus the Avengers half marathon?
yes, but they both sold out.
True. Which one sold out quicker?
Oh,
Anybody
just
know?
Hollywood in general is
I
sold
think
out.
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Star Wars
Yeah,
sold
Star
out quicker than Avengers half
Yeah.
marathon. That says something.
Star Wars
But-
has more to offer though.
Yeah,
Because
I want
it's
to see a
more-
Middle Earth half
Because it's
marathon.
more awesome.
But I know a lot of people that haven't seen all the Star Wars movies, or some people I know haven't seen any at all.
I
versus they've
agree.
all seen Avengers also. So I
True.
think it has a
That's true.
wider.
But we're
There's
gonna fix
someone
that.
that we won't name.
Haley the Hatter.
That's
but-
tweeting from right behind our camera.
So-
We're not glaring at the audience. We're glaring at the person behind our audience.
No, because she wants to
Okay,
see
no
them, right? You
attention.
said you wanted to see them, right?
I will see them. I never said like.
Oh, I
"Yeah,
thought you
so
wanted to
stoked."
see Star Wars.
I mean, then I'd be able to sit on the couch. So
She
You're not
has a
allowed
s-
on the couch until.
Haley had a self-imposed exile from Geeks Corner tonight because she wasn't up to date on Star Wars yet, right?
Yeah.
And that's fair. We're totally happy with that.
And now,
But you're always
happy
welcome on
with
the
me
couch.
leaving.
So Oscar nominations.
I was
We're
gonna
gonna
say,
go from
oh, that's
one-
his
now we have
noms.
7 minutes for 3 topics.
All right. Oscar nominations. Lego's movie was not nominated. Big Hero 6 was. Do you think Big Hero 6 even has a chance to win, or will
No.
it be something else? What do you think will win?
I don't know. Dragon. We were How to Train
I
a
think
Dragon.
it's gonna be
2.
the Dragon 2. How do you train your? I don't
Dragon
know.
2.
How
Di-
do you train a dragon?
Diapers? Is that what you use?
Fireproof diapers.
Do you put the pad on the floor?
Yeah,
Okay.
the world's largest newspaper.
Plot twist: the winner will be Ant-Man. Haley tweets. She can be very true. You know, Paul Rudd has that boyish charm or something. I'm told. Bob.
Octothorpe MCM.
Bob Iger made an astounding $46.5 million in all forms of income in 2014. Do you like how I did that, Roger
Yes, thank
Rabbit?
you.
Since he actually only made $2.5 million in his salary, if I got that right, right?
Yes.
See, aren't you? How is this for not getting briefed? And the question
Let
has
that
to
one
be
go.
asked. There was a few comments that we received on social media. Is that too much for what he does, and is it fair?
I read the article, and by read I mean I skipped to the bottom. And
I saw the part where
So,
we
oh,
yeah,
yeah.
6.5.
I was basically skipping through the quotes and the facts, and I was skipping over pretty much anything that.
was pertinent.
Did you write it, or who wrote that article?
No, Amanda did. Actually.
Amanda, I skipped over everything
She
you
did a
wrote about it, and I
fantastic
just
job.
read. Sorry, but what I saw was his income is based on how well the company does.
Yep.
And it's like stock and things like that.
Yep.
And Disney itself made 40-something billion, like
It made
48 billion.
It made like 12 Scrooge McDucks
Yeah, yeah.
things full of
They
money
can
banks
install
full
a
of-
money vault in each park.
That
but
would be bigger than the park, probably.
yeah, right.
But, anyway,
But
keep going.
basically, it means that he made 1% of what Disney made. I think is or a thousandth. Like I think he made a tenth of 1%, if I'm doing the math right.
1%.
1%. Okay, yeah, he made 1% of what the company
Yeah,
made
so he's
as
in
the
the
CEO.
1%.
Yeah,
He is the 1%.
Octothorpe's the 1%. So I don't think it's exorbitant, but I think it's if you tie his salary into the stockholders' distribution or dividends, then it means that he has an vested interest in making the stock go up.
Yeah.
Which isn't necessarily the best interests of the park and the people who go, and the Disney entertainment and the people who see it. It's the best interests of what makes the most money rather than like what business decisions are the best to make. So I think that's why we see a lot of over merchandisation and
here's
things
the
like
flip
that.
question though, is if he makes good. I mean, that's basically saying he's going from a short-term viewpoint of what we can make money with the fastest now
Mhm.
versus the long term. And if he is obviously he's got the same salary package each year.
Yeah.
If he's making only short-term decisions, doesn't that mean in like 2 or 3 years these are going to backfire him?
Yeah, exactly.
And granted,
So,
he might be retiring by then, but
I'm just saying it's an interesting way to set up your company that your CEO's salary
well,
is
and my-
based on the stock.
yeah, and my flip side with that is if he's really wants to keep his salary going well, he has to make sure the stock continues to go
Yeah.
well. So he has to make good business decisions at every level so that the stock keeps going the right direction. And
Yeah.
odds are a lot of those perks are going to be paying him well past retirement because he'll
Yeah.
still be getting stock, whatever that he's invested. So I think he's got in his best interest to
Yeah.
make good business decisions.
I'll put it under lawful neutral.
Okay,
He's following
so,
the rules, but good, bad, I'm not going to make the call.
well, he knows better than us probably.
Yeah.
And the stock board of directors, that's what we'll go with. So, you think he was fairly paid for the way
Yes.
for the system that's in
For-
place?
Yes, yes. And I won't judge the system, but for how the system
And
is.
I
he was
can't
fair.
really think of
Yeah.
a much better
Yeah,
way.
exactly.
Like,
It's
and
an
that's
interesting. Yeah.
like as I was listening to you talk, I'm like, well, what could we do different? And I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know. That makes sense to me. So fair.
I think fair.
Okay, fair. We all think he made fair. The argument was is that he makes that much money where cast members make a little bit over minimum wage.
Yeah,
And
and
in my
that's
head-
ridiculous.
But you
My
can say that about a
there's-
lot of companies.
Exactly. And I would hope that whoever is at the top makes more than whoever is at the entry
Yeah.
level because then you've got somewhere to work for.
Sorry,
and-
cast members
and-
out there too.
Hey, but we might have the future CEO of Disney sitting in our audience tonight.
Oh, I'm
you never
screwed
know.
then. I'm just gonna give up now if that's true. Like,
And if it's
that's gonna
true,
backfire on me
please
so
don't
bad.
judge anything we said and still let us interview you. It will
Yeah.
be great. So the last topic tonight, we might go a minute or so over because I think this is cool. Jurassic World.
Didn't you
Indominus?
write it?
I
It's-
did, but it's so.
It's called the Indominus Rex. It used to be called the D-Rex, which was, what was it? The D-Rex. Do you remember what it was called?
Dejected
no.
Rex? Was that
I don't know.
Determined, the determined Rexosaurus.
It was the Diabolus
Oh,
Rex
yeah.
first. And they changed it to the Indominus Rex, which is really hard to say. So from today on, I'm just going to
IREX?
suggest everybody calls it IREX.
IREX.
And recognize that someday there will be an Apple app.
I was
coming
gonna
for
say
this.
IREX or Apple Rex.
Well, it is an I, so it's IREX.
Okay.
It's pre
Yeah.
that last.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there were pictures that came out
Mhm.
on a paper plate and cup, which I'm pretty
I
sure.
loved that line in the article of like it looks like this is off of like party supplies, but
That's what it
Spoiler?
looks like to me.
yeah.
But what'd you think of it from what you saw?
I think that most Jurassic Park dinosaur terror comes from their behavior more than
That's
their
true.
look.
That's
So,
a good point.
Looking at it, like the whole oversized turkey thing from the first movie,
Uh-huh.
I don't think we can judge it off the look. Like it's got teeth and claws and things that can kill you.
I do
easily.
like that it has some raptor-like qualities
Yeah.
that I think are going to be wonderful to freak you out.
Thanks.
Like that's going to be one of the
But-
most fun parts. Is I'm going to have
Yeah.
Johnny on one side and Tyler on the other side, and they're both going to be
Hey,
freaked
as long
out.
as they're not in the kitchen, I'm okay.
Yeah.
You don't know. You know this about your boyfriend, right?
What?
It's in the kitchen scene, and he's going,
Freaks me
"Oh
out.
no, oh
Can't there-
no, oh
Shouldn't
no."
there be on the
oh,
on
no."
the cooking channel? There should be.
So I had that guy on
With
one side,
dinosaurs?
and then
Yeah.
scaredy cat on the other side. and it
There
was
should be a
great.
cooking competition where you
Uh,
have to cook in this amount of time and not get eaten by raptors before you're
I
done.
actually I just read the
So,
dinosaur with the Julius.
Anyway, the
Caesar.
IREX, the IREX is a combination of this thing called the Death Adder. It's a snake.
sounded like a just
and it's
maniacal
really
calculator.
venomous, and it baits people, or it baits things with its tail, and then when things try to eat its tail, it kills them, and it basically kills them by paralysis, and then you end up suffocating because you can't breathe because of the paralysis. So that's one way you could die from this dinosaur, maybe.
So it's like eaten alive, but it actually happens.
Yeah, cuttlefish is another thing they use to
Aw.
create this.
So it's
and-
cuddly?
No, the cuttlefish actually uses neurotoxins in their saliva, and they're incredibly
bad.
they're incredibly intelligent. It also has a little velociraptor. We know how that works.
Now it sounds like a cooking show again. Just a little velociraptor.
Uh-huh. And there might be one other thing. And
T-Rex.
T-Rex.
Just to guess at something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've got a huge dinosaur that's really smart, venomous, and knows how to make traps.
And so Gordon Ramsay.
We want to have him on the show.
So
Just
Bob
up
Iger.
the road.
I don't know.
Let's-
So
let's-
what would you use to cap off that joke of something big, scary, venomous, and what was the
Something
other?
blue, something
Right,
violet.
right.
Traps.
And can trap you. So what's something big, scary, venomous, and can trap you? Leave your responses as a comment or with Octothorpe Geeks Corner.
Yes. Yes, that's exactly what you should do.
Thank you.
Are you looking forward to this movie, though?
Yeah.
I really like Mikey really likey's picture of the IREX. Sure, you guys want to see this?
Yes.
It's the
Yeah.
IREX.
That's actually what was in my brain. I was seeing that. Thank you.
And no, it's not Pyrex cookware. Amanda was asking, just checking.
So it's
Um,
not flame resistant. Kill it with fire.
Still sounds
Yes.
like cooking.
Anyway, we have gone over on time. This
Don't care.
episode went insanely fast. I don't know how that happened, but we are accepting nominations
Yes.
for the DAPSI Award, DAPSI's Award, and this is going to be fun this year. We were talking about how it's different than other years because for the first time in the history of the DAPSIs,
It's gonna be live.
it's going to be live.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So it probably won't be 13 minutes long
No,
this year.
it'll be 30 at least, unless we decide.
We're
to
not
make
going to
it an
go
hour.
over because
Are
we're the shortest
We are.
award show.
Yeah, but the
remember?
Oscars is like 8 hours.
Yes, we're pretty
So,
good.
Even if we go an hour.
What's the other
let's say.
thing?
We're also going to have more than just you and me presenting. We're still
Haley
finalizing the full
bought
cast.
a dress.
Yeah.
For
Which she's going to wear, not me. Her. I don't wear my
for
dresses
this.
anymore.
for the DAPSIs. Yes, totally for this. You heard her say it.
Yeah.
Anyway, she's excited. We're excited. It's going to be a great event.
You can do
And
You can do that.
Murray's going
I
to
could do
provide
that.
music.
Yeah.
Who knows?
He's
Anyway,
gonna
we
beatbox.
are out of time. Please continue to tweet at us with the hashtag, or what is it?
Thorpe.
Octothorpe.
Octothorpe.
Geeks Corner. But we'll see you around the corner.
Geek out.